Imagine a place where surviving on less than our 6 a day is the norm, where owning a simple bicycle is a sign of wealth, and where electricity is a rare luxury. In Burundi, a small African nation considered the poorest in the world, daily life is a struggle. Internet access is nearly non-existent, and basic services are scarce. Families face hunger and limited opportunities, living under conditions so extreme that Burundi is often called the world's unhappiest country. In today's video, we'll dive into the harsh reality faced by a resilient people who confront unimaginable challenges every day. Let's start with a look at Burundi's geography. This small, landlocked country in Central Africa borders Tanzania to the east and south, Rwanda to the north, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the west. Though its landscape is filled with scenic mountains, rolling green hills, and deep valleys, the country covers only about 27,000 square kilometers, smaller than Belgium, and able to fit within Switzerland. But don't let its size deceive you. Burundi is densely populated, home to over 13 million people. Now, let's talk about the people. About 90% of Burundians work in agriculture, but not in the way you might think. Rather than a thriving agricultural economy, most farmers in Burundi are engaged in subsistence farming, relying on traditional techniques with little access to modern tools or technology. This creates a cycle of poverty that's difficult to escape, especially given the country's lack of infrastructure and investment in growth. As we continue, let's take a closer look at the struggles and the enduring spirit of the Burundian people in one of the world's most challenging environments. Imagine living in a place where survival means scraping by with the bare minimum. In Burundi, most families work just to get enough food to last until tomorrow. With a struggling economy and unpredictable climate, life is a daily fight. Long droughts and heavy rains destroy already fragile fields and infrastructure. With no access to the sea, Burundi is cut off from easy trade, limiting its exports to a few crops like coffee and tea. In this delicate economic environment, nearly 70% of Burundians live on less than our 6 a day, taking on backbreaking work to earn whatever they can now. Picture a life without even the basic comforts. In rural Burundi, homes are nothing like what most of us imagine. Outside the capital city of Bujumbura, families live in small huts made from straw and mud. Many lack even a bed. Instead, up to 10 family members might sleep on the dirt floor, the only option for rest after long, exhausting days. Electricity is a rare luxury here, with fewer than 8% of households having access to power. When the sun sets, complete darkness blankets the landscape. Stores and shops close early, and venturing out after dark is like stepping into a deserted field lit only by starlight. Transportation, too, tells a different story in Burundi. While a bicycle is a common sight in many countries, here it's a status symbol, a prized possession often considered on par with a luxury car. For men, owning a bicycle is not just a way to get around, it's a mark of social status, enhancing their reputation in their community. This is life in Burundi, a world where daily survival is a triumph, comforts are a dream, and resilience is woven into the fabric of existence. Imagine a wedding celebration where the prized centerpiece isn't a grand feast, but a sturdy bicycle. In Burundi, bicycles aren't just for leisurely rides. They're vital cargo carriers, often hauling towering stacks of bananas, up to 150 kilograms per load. Farmers deftly balance these yellow mountains as they navigate rugged terrain, sometimes even racing downhill alongside heavy trucks. It's a risky endeavor, but it shows the resilience and resourcefulness of the Burundian people. Many travel these long, grueling routes barefoot, hoisting heavy loads and proving that strength and tenacity are second nature here. Life in Burundi is a daily fight for survival, with an economy that's among the world's most fragile. With a GDP per capita of just our 5,000 a year, many Burundians live on less than our 6 a day, barely enough to meet basic needs. Hunger is a constant companion, with 70% of the population affected by malnutrition. Average life expectancy hovers around 50 years, as countless families struggle with limited access to nutritious food. International organizations like the World Bank and IMF have long ranked Burundi as the poorest country in the world, with little improvement for over 6 decades. Despite these hardships, bananas are a lifeline here. As a staple crop and a significant part of the local economy, bananas are everywhere in markets, especially in cities like Bujumbura. This versatile fruit is eaten fresh, cooked, and even fermented into a traditional beer called Arwarwa. Bananas sustain many families and fuel the local economy, yet transporting them is an arduous task due to inadequate infrastructure. The Burundian people's ingenuity shines in this banana trade, showing how they turn limited resources into a vital source of food and income. However, corruption remains a shadow over any progress. Ranked among the worst countries on Transparency International's Corruption Index, Burundi struggles with a chronic misdirection of resources. Corruption siphons away funds meant for essential services like healthcare and education, creating additional barriers for a population already grappling with severe poverty. This is the reality in Burundi, where resilience and strength rise up against daunting odds every day. In a country where basic resources are stretched thin and progress often seems out of reach, the struggle to improve infrastructure is even harder as scarce resources are too often mismanaged or redirected. Yet amid these challenges, Burundi holds a breathtaking gem, Lake Tanganyika. Known as the second-largest freshwater lake in the world by volume, it's second only to Russia's Lake Baikal in depth. Spanning 32,000 square kilometers and touching 4 countries, Burundi, Tanzania, Zambia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, Lake Tanganyika is more than a stunning landscape. It's one of the planet's most unique freshwater ecosystems, home to over 250 fish species that exist nowhere else on Earth. For both local fishermen and international researchers, the lake's natural beauty and biodiversity offer a rare and essential resource. The lakeside city of Bujumbura, Burundi's vibrant economic hub, sits on the shores of Tanganyika. Known for its lively central market, where fresh produce and handcrafted goods are sold daily, Bujumbura is the heart of Burundi's economy. Although efforts to decentralize and encourage development in other areas are ongoing, the city remains the center of business and industry. Burundi's infrastructure, however, is a major hurdle in its journey to growth. As one of the few countries without a railway network, Burundi faces high transport costs and limited trade options. With only unpaved roads connecting rural areas, the country relies on dirt roads that become nearly impassable during rainy seasons, making daily life and supply chains more challenging. Access to basic services such as electricity and running water is limited. Only a small portion of the population enjoys reliable access. Though the country depends heavily on international resources to fund improvements, economic and political instability continues to delay progress. Long-term plans, however, do exist, including the potential construction of a railway connecting Burundi with neighboring countries like Tanzania and Rwanda, which could open doors to regional trade and growth. Yet despite these limitations, the spirit of ingenuity shines through in the Burundian people. Even in their beverages, creativity thrives, like in the traditional drink Arwarwa, banana beer. Made from ripe bananas mashed and fermented with water, sometimes mixed with grass for flavor, Arwarwa is a cherished tradition in rural communities, embodying the resourcefulness and resilience of a people who continue to adapt and create, even in the face of hardship. This is Burundi, a land of immense natural beauty and resilient people, working tirelessly to turn dreams of a brighter future into reality, step by step, against all odds. In Burundi, even the simplest traditions carry deep meaning. Take Arwarwa, the country's beloved banana beer. The drink, made by mashing ripe bananas and letting them ferment, is sweet with a light kick of alcohol. Served at weddings, parties, and gatherings, it embodies the community's creativity and love for shared celebration. And then, there's the drum. No other symbol captures the heart of Burundian culture quite like it. Drums have long represented power and tradition, once reserved for royal ceremonies and harvest festivals, with only men from specific lineages granted the honor of playing them. Recognized by UNESCO in 2014 as part of the world's intangible cultural heritage, Burundian drums continue to resound at cultural events and competitions, carrying the pride and spirit of a nation. The famed drum dance, a dynamic performance where groups of men play and dance in powerful, synchronized movements, fills audiences with awe and brings the community closer together. It's a celebration of rhythm, strength, and tradition. In Burundi, economic hardship and rich culture coexist daily. Its heritage of music, dance, and storytelling reveals the resilience and unity of its people. If you felt moved by the challenges faced by this incredible nation, let us know what touched you most. If you've made it to the end of this video, please like and subscribe to support us in sharing stories of strength and culture. Until next